Hello. This tutorial is going to go over using the new updated version of the road closure board for the South Central Task Force's WebEOC. When you sign into WebEOC, you're going to migrate over to your control panel and look for board 75 road closures. So you see this board has a totally different look and feel from the older versions of the road closure board that we previously had in our systems. We also had multiple versions of road closure boards that each county was looking at different views of, and cleared all those views out. I verified at first that there was no existing data that we had to move over to the new board. If there was, such as the one that we're seeing now in Lower Swatara Township, I went ahead and populated that. So, first thing I want to point out when you go to this board is currently it's set. It's an incident independent board, so it doesn't matter what incident you're signed into. But also, it's not filtering location to show you just your county boards. That will probably be coming up here in the future. But at the moment, we just have it set for region wide. Any road closure in the 8 county region will show up here on this board. You will see it regardless of what county you reside in. When there is a long list of road closures here, which obviously we just have the one right now, you can filter that by going through the filter drop down and say, I just want to see only Dauphin County. And of course, we're going to see that. So if you're going to look and say, I just want to see Perry County, there's nothing displays because there are no road closures that have been entered in this board for Perry County. You can clear off fields, but I just did just one up and select the open area. But really, if you have a bunch of fields set here, you can just clear them all, and that'll put everything back to the generic default setting of everything. You could also filter by municipality, which just will populate once you identify a county, so it knows which list of municipalities it's pulling from. So let's take a look at these the next 3 lines here. So the type of road we have right now designated is either a road, a bridge, or a tunnel. And I'm only aware of the one tunnel. I think it's in Franklin County, but I'm not sure. There might be a couple other tunnels out there. But that's sure it was a significant type that we want to know for dealing with a tunnel issue or for dealing with a road issue. Of course, we worry about our bridges and stuff as well. Next is the road status. The road is open, closed, lane restricted, timed. You can filter for any issue, which will show you anything but open. So to go over this, that the timed status, uh, if you have a situation where you're going to have a road closure for a period of days, however, it's only going to be closed during perhaps like your normal business hours or 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or something like that. And we see that a lot in Harrisburg City, where we'll get notification they're closing a street for some type of project, and it'll be closed for the week, but it's only closed from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. So rather than going in and closing the board and reopening it, 5 times for that entire week, we put in the road closure, and the status is timed. And then when you look at the detailed information of that road closure, it'll tell you in the documentation, this is a Monday through Friday, 7 to 3, or it could even be like a month long, but it's not going to be worked on during the weekends. Whatever information is provided with that road closure notification. So that's what the timed is. A little unusual from what you would normally expect. Closed lane restriction. Now we left open in here. Again, if we're using like maybe some kind of a public event and it's going to be closed at this point, or they're doing some kind of a construction project and they give you where, hey, the road's going to be open for the next few days, but it's going to be closed again, rather than deleting it and recreating it, or going back to a deleted road view and bringing it back, we could just mark the road as open, and knowing that when it comes up for the closure again, we'll close it a second time. So that's again, when you filter for any issue, it's going to show you anything but open. So if there are open road records in here, they will disappear from view. For reasons, I just came up with a bunch of different reasons why the road may be closed. Of course, it's never a complete list. If there's ever need for additional reasons or that, just bring it up to the web steering committee, and we can go ahead and easily implement those. So again, if you were to have a bunch of filters set up here and you want to go back to your regular view, just hit the clear all fields, and it's going to go back to showing you everything. We also have the ability to search through most of the information here on this board. So if this were to be large, for instance, during some kind of our one of our flooding events or our major snow events, and we have our major roadways that are listed in here, that list at times can get quite large. You want to go back and find a particular street. It's just as simple as typing in maybe the road name. And this will look for any record that has that Highland in there. So obviously it's going to stay uh, because that's the only road I have in here right now. But if I were to say, hey, Main Street closed, and see it goes away because there is no record with the word Main in it. Clear the search, and then you go back to your regular view. That's pretty much the viewing of the board. I'm going to go through and how to put it in the road closure. So I'm going to go over here and click the Create Road Closure button. Select your county. Put in an address here in Dauphin County. We'll say that this road closure is in Lower Paxton Township, and we'll pick a section of the highway that we're going to close. Now, this road name field, that's really just a label field for the map. It's or not even for the map, but just for the record here. So when we're actually going to try to pinpoint something for a map location, that's going to be done down here in this location field for the map location. Right here is just what you're going to call that road. So for instance, I'm going to use an example of closing Interstate 83 at Union Deposit Road. In there, what exit number would you put it in as? How do you type that in so it shows up on a map? So what I'm going to do is going to type in I-83, it's just down at Union Deposit. What type of record is this? So, yeah, I probably should change that from type of road to just, the type, but it's gonna be a roadway. Now here on the map, here's where it's actually gonna put it on, give you a view of a map to look at. It will zoom into that particular area. This will be, how you get to filter the map down to what you want. You tried many different things. I'm just gonna put in Union Deposit Road in Harrisburg, PA. And this will kind of zoom into a pretty large area, most likely. Not the area I was looking for, but no problem. I just you can either use your little plus or minuses here. I'm using the trackball and the mouse to kind of scroll back, and I'm going to find the point on the map where it intersects with Interstate 83, which is right here, and then wherever you put your cursor, that's what's going to center in on the zoom. So we're calling this section here of 83 is closed down. We're going to say it's for an accident. We'll close it down on the northbound side. So I'm gonna, sorry, just do a left click, double click here, and it puts a little indicator right there. Now what's nice is you can come over here, and I'm gonna grab a line, and let's say it's gonna close between these two exits. So I can left click, start drawing a line here. Now if I'm gonna angle a little bit, I can left click again and change my angle, in case you're going on corners or whatever. And then I'm going to do a double click where it's going to end. And I now have a line that's indicated where that closure is going to be. I save it. Check mark means it's verified on the map. The time of closure, estimated date, time open. I'm not sure what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that out. Sometimes with construction projects and that they let you know the road's going to be open on the particular date or time. Cross streets, and here for this here, I'm just going to put at Union Deposit exit. Why is it closed? I'm going to put it as for a crash. The road status, this will be, was it a lane restriction or is it closed? Now, notice I don't have open here for a crash. If the road's open, then that's because the crash has been cleared out. So I'm just going to pick, we'll say it's completely closed. And this is the northbound side, which I have over here. But I'm going to come down here to suggest a detour. Exit on the ramp. Off the ramp and then go cross Union Deposit Road and back down the other side. I'll make it an easy closure. Accent across both lanes, whatever the situation is, you're putting it in here. If you have any other additional details, you can type them in here as well. Contact name, if you have it, who's reporting it. Typically, for putting in a crash, you really don't need a contact name. We use this a lot when it's going to be like a construction project or something that someone's notifying us of that road closure. So go ahead and hit save, and you'll see that that road is now here. So if you want to look at the details, obviously you click the details button, and it'll just bring up obviously everything that I've written out here. Now, when you bring up these little boxes here, you have a return to list. I'll go back into my list. Now we'll take a look at the map. Now, there's supposed to be an icon for all these different road type issues. There is a bug in 8.4. It's been reported. Not all the icons are showing up. So you may find like a gray little teardrop icon with a gray line there. But because the road is closed, it's red. The icon I came up with for this is like a tow truck, just to indicate, hey, there's something going on here. So if you're looking at this map, if you had a bunch of stuff on there, you could tell that what the different closures were for just by looking at the icons. The color of that icon is based on the road status. So what that means here, to get out of the map view, you hit cancel at the bottom right. I'm going to go ahead and update this. We'll say it's a lane closure now. So maybe they got half the vehicle or half the incident cleared up. So I'll click my edit. Still a crash here. We'll come down here. We'll call it a lane restriction. Save that record. It's going to change to a yellow because it's not a complete closure. And now when I look at the map, you see that we have a yellow icon indicating a lane closure, not a complete closure. So again, not all the icons are working. It's been reported to WebEOC, to the Aeromedics folks. Hopefully soon that'll get corrected. But if I were to pick, I don't know, fire, let me see, like a flood, it was closed due to water. When you change the road status or the reason, sorry, then make sure you go back here and check your status. It's either restricted or it's closed. So we'll say it's the road was closed. It's completely covered with water. And you'll see now when I go to the map that I'm just going to get that little black circle with the teardrop in the center of it and then the gray line. It's not going to be color coded. Again, that's part of the bug, and hopefully that'll be corrected soon. When it's done, for those that have access to go in there beyond just read only, you can go in here and you can delete that record, which of course is just putting it into a deleted view somewhere. And eventually we'll work on creating a separate view for administrators to go back in there and take a look at those deleted records in case you need to put one back in again. But that's pretty much it for the road closure board. Again, brand new, nice look. I went ahead and replaced all the groups in WebEOC for the different counties that were looking at one of those instances of the road closure boards and replaced them with this one. So if you have any problems, just let us know. But it's live and it's here to be used. Thank you.